Hi, first grade. It's Mrs. Blevins here to do another read aloud story with you. We're going to be reading an informational story this week. This one is called Planets. It's a National Geographic Kids story. It's a new one that I just got, so I'm really excited to read it. While we're reading this story, I want you to pay attention to text features. So I want you to pay attention to the table of contents. I want you to pay attention to the headings of each section, words that are bold or darker than others they're trying to point out to you. And I really want you to focus on the inner planets and the gas giants, because those are going to be some important sections when you get to your writing. So take a look at our table of contents. We have lots of new words and terms that we're going to be paying attention to. I feel like you will know a lot more about planets after we read this story. What's a planet? Circle, circle in the sky. You're bright enough to catch my eye. You're not a star, but a place where gas or rocks swirl in space. And then it's giving us some space clues down here. Says gas, something that has no shape or size of its own. Gas can spread out into the space around it. A star is a huge ball of hot gas that makes heat and light. Hello, planets. When you look up high in the night sky, you might see lots of bright lights. Most of these lights are stars. Most stars have planets moving around them. Planets are round objects that orbit around a star. They don't create their own light. So to create something is to make it. So they don't make their own light. They only reflect light from stars. That is a cool fact. The sun. The sun is our star. Thumbs up if you already knew that the sun was a star. We've talked about that in my classroom at least. Our planet Earth orbits, makes that rotation, around the sun. The sun makes a lot of heat and light. Its surface is about 100 times hotter than a hot summer day. It's also very, very big. 1 million Earths could fit inside the sun. Wow. And see, notice they're giving us a little tidbits in these boxes around here to help give us extra information. So they're showing us that's the sun, that little teeny tiny dot is the earth. And an extra thing that they're adding, don't look directly at the sun. It could hurt your eyes. Our solar system. Our sun and earth are part of what we call our solar system. There are 8 big planets and 5 small dwarf planets in the solar system. Each planet orbits the sun. The strong pull of the sun's gravity holds the planets in orbit, which keeps them from floating away. Gravity is the same force that makes a baseball fall to the ground when you drop it. Space clues. Gravity is an invisible force that pulls objects towards a planet or a star. So we can test gravity by holding something in the air and then we drop it and we know that that thing is going to fall down because the gravity is pulling it. Another little fact, it says the sun and the 8 big planets in our solar system are lined up as shown. So it's nice to have a picture to go with them to kind of see, learn a little bit more about size, a little bit more about color. And then that obviously is the sun. All right, the inner planets, pay attention here. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are in the hotter part of our solar system. These planets are the 4 closest to the sun. They are made of rock and metal. So these ones are the hottest planets because of their proximity, how close or how far away they are from the sun. So these are the closest. Your planet, Earth. Earth is the 3rd planet from the sun. The planet we call home spins at just the right distance from the sun. It's far enough away to not be too hot, yet close enough so that it's not too cold. Here, the conditions are just right for life. Here's a little question and answer. What did Neptune say to Saturn? Give me a ring sometime. Get it? That's kind of cute. All right, and then they're showing us some pictures, plants and trees, sea animals, and land animals. So showing us that Earth has the appropriate climate to have all of these nice, beautiful things, plants, animals, and for us to live. The gas giants, pay attention to this one also. Beyond the rocky inner planets, there are 4 gas giants. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These huge planets are made of big clouds of gas and liquid. Gravity pulls the gas and liquid into a planet shape. All gas giants have rings. Ooh, that's a cool informational fact. The rings are made of mostly ice and dust. So here are the planets that they just spoke about for you to see up close. And then over here it says the gas giants do not have a hard surface like the rocky inner planets. So that is a way that they are different. Dwarf planets. Dwarf planets are planet-like objects that are part of our solar system. They are much smaller than regular planets. A dwarf planet can be round or egg-shaped. Unlike the regular planets, the dwarf planets may share their own orbits with other space objects. And then it says this dwarf planet is shaped like an egg. So these are the planets that kind of resemble, kind of look like, seem like the normal planets, but they are not. They're in a different category on their own. Amazing planets. These planets are really out of this world. Uranus. This planet spins on its side, rolling like a barrel instead of a top. That's pretty neat. So it's on its side. Windiest weather, Neptune. Winds on Neptune blow much faster than Earth's strongest hurricanes. Wow. Jupiter, the great red spot, is a hurricane on Jupiter. It has been blowing for more than 400 years. Hottest planet, Venus. This is the solar system's hottest planet, even though it is not the closest to the sun. A thick layer of gas around Venus makes it super hot. Banjo, Banjo, come here. Sorry, my dog is barking. Mars is the home of the solar system's largest volcano called Olympus Mons. It's as tall as 3 Mount Everest stacked up. Wow, that is enormous. Amazing. Those are some really great facts. Moons galore. Some planets, like Earth, have moons that travel with them. Moons are objects made of ice or rock that orbit a planet. Some planets have no moons. Some have many. Jupiter has more than 60. Wow, that's a lot. Jupiter and 4 of its moons are pictured here. Saturn has a giant moon called Titan. It is one of the largest moons in the solar system. It's even bigger than the planet Mercury. Wow, so that is a moon that is bigger than one of the planets. That means it is definitely great in size. Our moon. Earth only has 1 moon. So on the last page, we just talked about 60 moons. Now we're going back to Earth, which just has 1. It appears large and bright in the night sky. Astronauts first walked on the moon more than 40 years ago. They left footprints in the dirt. There's no weather on the moon to wash or blow those footprints away. They are still there. Now this little box says space clues, weather, the changing conditions that can include temperature, rainfall, wind, and clouds. This is another little text box. Astronaut Buzz Aldrin walks on the moon in 1969 as part of the Apollo 11 mission. So they're saying that his footsteps are still there because there's no weather to blow them or wash them away. So that is pretty neat. Question and answer. Why couldn't the astronaut book a room on the moon? Because it was full. Get it? A full moon. Exploring space. Scientists have many ways of studying the planets. One is to visit them. Humans can't visit other planets yet, but we can send robots to explore them for us. Robots called rovers have been sent to Mars. The rovers carry cameras and tools. They can make photographs and videos too. The rovers send information back to Earth about what they see. So here is a drawing of the rover on Mars so that we can learn more information about Mars, and that information comes back to the scientists here. And then this is Cape Canaveral, which is in Florida, and it's showing blast off. All right, there are other ways to learn about planets too. Powerful telescopes allow us to see planets and moons even though they are far away. Space probes also collect information about planets. These spacecraft take pictures. They measure the light and the temperature too. So temperature is how hot or cold something is. So they're measuring all sorts of things when they go up into space. With these tools, scientists make exciting discoveries about other worlds. What will we learn next? So they are discovering, they are finding out some cool, great information for us to know for the future. Awesome. Okay, so that was a pretty fun book. Now you can go and complete your writing assignment that goes along with it. Thanks, first grade.